The following content is not meant for children. Hello, and welcome back. I am Maester Aelix, and this is Shadowrun Hong Kong. And we are right back where we left off here in the Tong's bloody shop, having looked around the place. And we're going to have to look around outside, too, for some more information. And I figured, that was a good spot to start. Hey, look, a person named Zippy. Let's go talk to them. This orc is busily snacking on a steamed bun. As you approach, he wipes off one of his hands and sticks it out towards you. Hey, stranger, nice to see you. Zippy Totang at your service. How are you liking Wampoa Garden? I'm Maester. Nice to meet you. You're awfully friendly. You don't even know me. Do I know you? I'm Maester. Nice to meet you, Zippy. Nice to meet you too. Listen, I know it's a little forward of me just to say hello and whatnot, but I'm interested in giving you a hand if I can. Zippy gestures towards the squalid, neon-lit streets of Wampoa Gardens. This is my home, at least for the time being, and I'd like to stop these killings. We've never met before this, but I know exactly who you are. You're my replacement. The elders had me autopsy what was left of Edgar Gan and Elder Nakamura after they got ripped apart, but I didn't want to dig any deeper. So since I don't know you, and I can smell a Shadowrunner a mile away, I've got to be the outsider they've asked to stop the kill. You've got to be the outsider they've asked to stop the killings, right? Zippy tilts his head back, obviously pleased at his amateur deduction. Show off. Yes, you're right. See, I have good eyes, a lot of good eyes. Actually, if you're in the market for replacement, only slightly used if they only come from certified donors. I swear. A hearty belly laugh erupts from the orc, and he slaps one of his thighs in elation. Man, I kill myself. Let's see. Pretty funny. You stand-up comedian? With jokes like that? Are you kidding me? I'm one of the only trained surgeons around here. I keep the other Wapoans healthy. Got practice down the road. Blind Chen's a pretty good cyber doc, but he's basically an implant specialist, and that's it. How'd you end up here? I did my residence back at the UCAS. Could have become a real MD too if things hadn't gone south for unrelated reasons. Zippy opens his coat, revealing a cyber deck. He pats it proudly. I also deck a little, but I'm better at slicing skin than I see. Wampoa Garden seems to be a good fit for me. Let's see. Getting a lot of cover, so it's fairly peaceful around here. Yeah, so it's fairly peaceful around here? For the most part. Other than killings, we don't have much in the way of problems. We do information security for the triads, and that makes us fairly impervious to anyone who wants to start trouble. Anyone starts something, we hit him with the matrix while the triad hits him in meat space. Some small tribe gangs have tried pushing in here before, but they backed off when they figured out that we were just when we weren't picking a fight with Tang and his guys, but with the Red Dragon and Yellow Lotus. They got the message real quick, and what was left of them anyway. Let's see. You must have a lot of customers. That's the chip truth. I have to charge to cover my costs and eat, but it's a damn near free service. There's always a waiting list. But it's good, honest work. I like helping my neighbors in the community. We all look out for each other. Somebody messes with one of us, they mess with all of us. That kind of community is rare as gold these days. How many places have an ethos like that? Not the damn corpse, that's for sure. I lived in a lot of places and done my fair share of shadowrunning, but this place is special. It's been a long time since I really felt like anywhere was a real home. Zippy looks off past you towards the Wapoan Garden streets. His expression grows wistful, like he's remembering something from long ago. I'm sure I'll move again, but not for a while. I'm not done with this city or its people. Well, let's ask you about the gardens. Sure thing, what do you want to know? What are your thoughts on the murders? There's a sharp intake of breath as Zippy shakes his head. Pretty gruesome business. Gan died from a broken neck, looks like someone had wrenched it around, and his arms and legs were cut off, his skin flayed away too. Nakamura had his throat ripped out by someone with pretty sharp teeth. At first I thought it was a devil rat, but the teeth marks went from something to the humanoid jaw. I didn't look at Yatunda. From what I saw at the distance, there was the same story. Didn't see much point, since I'd seen it twice already. As for Tong, from what the porter told me, it was Gan and Nakamura all over again. You take a look at him? Yeah, it's the same as you described for the others. Zippy shakes his head. Damn. I like Tong. The BTL business is unsavory, but the man had to eat, and his regular Sims were great. Generally all around nice guy. Friendly with everyone. Never had anyone mad at him. There ain't no justice, let me tell you. What do you think of the elders? They're an eclectic bunch, that's for sure. Where to start? Aang's spiritual leader here. She's the voice of the Wapoans, I guess. A lot of her close friends are really more of followers, since she's something of a priest for the machine spirits. Maybe it's a cultural thing for people to grow up here, but it's never called to me. Still, she makes a damn fine pot of tea. Ip's the muscle and an encyclopedic knowledge of cyber and BioWare. Definitely a good guy to have watching your back. Not too friendly, but you know how it is. You get a lot of cyber people start wondering if you'll tear their arms off. Zippy makes a chopping gesture with one hand. He's got moves straight out of Blood Carnival 3, The Reckoning. Terrible movie, but great fight choreography. What about Tang? I don't know much about him, but I think he's got some kind of fetish for automation. Found him cooing over some of the automated delivery drones at a warehouse once. He works with drones. His shop is called the Blessed Auto Fab. He's raving about the efficiency of movement patterns or something. You already know about Tong. Ran Sims, BTL, skill chips. Gan used to be the city planner before he had his breakdown and got involved with statistical analysis. Zippy pauses to collect his thoughts. Nakamura came from Fukuoka and was interested in the environment. Trid mostly. Spent a lot of time analyzing subliminals and ads. Wow. Then there was Magpie. She was the chief decker, hot as hell against IC, and built her own hardware. Salty old woman, though. Never met anyone who was quite as shrill or nasty when she was mad. She was mad most of the time. Now wait, nobody's mentioned Magpie to me. When did she die? She didn't. Maybe a month ago she just up and disappeared. Went to her shop one day, she just wasn't open. Nobody's seen her since. Kind of a pain in the ass, too. She owes me some new analyze software she picked up. I've never heard of Magpie either. She must be one of the newer Wapoans. If she was the Decker, she would have replaced Elder Gao. No surprise there. Gao was older than Qin Shinhuangdi's Terracotta Warriors. When I was learning decking from him, he could barely get out of bed. Still fast as hell in the Matrix, though. How can you be new and an elder? As Isabel rolls her eyes. It's a stupid name. It doesn't actually have much to do with the time spent with the community. It has something to do with it, sure, but mostly about how skilled you are, how good your connections are, and how much you can help everyone else. Should have called them experts or something. Bingo! That's exactly it. She was only here for about 3 years. She knew a lot about people all over the Matrix, in Shanghai, in Beijing, all sorts of places. That, plus her skill, meant she was a shoo-in for when Gao died. Where do you think she went? No idea. One day she was here, the next, poof. At first I thought she was just on vacation since she had mentioned wanting to see Kingdom of Hawaii someday, but it didn't feel right. She would have at least told me she was leaving. It seems mighty suspicious to me. Nobody else seems to care what happened to her, probably because she pissed all of them off. Is that alright? Is there a place you think I should start looking? You might want to check out her shop. It's all locked up, but the elders have a spare key. Couldn't hurt to look around, even though Magpie was always butting heads with the elders. They wouldn't have any reason not to let you in. What do you mean they were always butting heads? Magpie and the others never saw eye to eye. She was contrary for the sake of it. Most of the rest had a grand vision for what they wanted in this neighborhood to become. Magpie just wanted to deck. She was the only elder. She was only elder because they needed someone with her matrix chops. The last big argument was between her, Aang, Ip, and Nakamura. It was over something relatively trivial. I think Nakamura wanted to expand the pirate trade business into the Matrix, and she just absolutely refused. It sounds like she didn't care for the entertainment taking precedence over the business. That's exactly it. She gave Nakamura an earful, and let me tell you. She said something about not using up valuable bandwidth for trivial entertainment bullshit. Anyway, it went from there into a rant on how she wasn't going to let Tang expand his drone business any further because he would get too much megacorp attention. They accused her of blocking them, and just because she could, which is probably true, lots of screaming. What do you mean blocking them? Everybody needs her matrix skills for their businesses to run properly. There are other deckers, say me, say Joe Mo Genbi, but she had the infrastructure. If their projects didn't interest her, she wouldn't even give them the time of day. She's a real hardhead about having her time wasted, but she figures if she's not interested in something, it has no value objectively. Kind of a major blind spot, if you ask me. Sounds like she was critical. Yes and no, she was, but since she disappeared, Elder Ip's taken over running the Matrix infrastructure. He's not as good at it as she was, but his experience with drones makes him the best candidate. They wouldn't entrust something like that to anyone who wasn't an Elder, so there you go. Thanks, Zippy. See you later. Well, we're going to get the keys to Magpie's shop now. Check that out. I'm assuming that's over here. Hey, we got a vendor. Cool. Take a quick look over here. There's Mo Genbai. Let's break her way. Vendor, always good. This dumpy-looking man is busily hawking a variety of grilled spherical treats of various sizes. Some are sold individually, some are skewered on sticks, and some are packaged in sets of 4 or 6. A sign on the front of the cart reads, Kita's 1 yen yate. A cacophony of small triad screens attached to the cart, each displaying a different trid show. Interest you in a dango? Takoyaki? Maybe a nice nikumen. That's a pork bun with these Japanese twists. Any of these tasty Japanese treats you can imagine, I've got. Maybe you crunchy fish balls are your speed. Kita will give you your heart's desire, providing that desire is on my menu. Let's see. Let me have some dango. Cool. Your wish is my command, good sir. Kita deftly pulls one of the dango sticks out of the cart and drops it onto the grill. A small robotic arm slices out from the cart and begins turning the stick until the balls of rice flour are toasted to a brown color. Lifting them from the grill, Kita dips the entire stick into a tub of sticky brown sauce before handing it to you. The snack has both sweet and salty flavor, reminiscent of sesame seeds and soy. The ball inside is pleasantly warm, surprisingly chewy, a bit like raw dough, but without the attendant chalky taste. Kita leans back, studying intently. The trid projectors from his cart cause his face to be lit, constantly showing an array of rainbow hues. So, what brings you to Wapo Guard, my friend? Somehow I doubt it's for the street food. I'm looking into the killing of the elders. He shivers, wrapping his arms around his body. I've been hearing a lot about that. Haven't looked too closely, though. Just none of my business, you know? Alright. What can you tell me about the people here? We're tech heads, deckers, riggers, triad pirates, and everything in between. If I had to define this place, I'd say it's Asia's mecca for people like us. As for the elders, I can give you the basics. I'm a small fry, so we're not exactly on social terms. Aang is the kind of crazy tech whiz. She sums up spirits and casts spells, works as the spiritual center of the tribe. She's a lot craftier than she seems, too. She's had this mother-to-everyone act going on, but I've watched her manipulate people into doing all kinds of stuff they wouldn't normally do, and they thought it was their idea the whole time. Magically, you mean? No, I don't think so. I just think she's really good with people. Ip's a killer, addicted to cybernetic implants. He always has to have the newest, freshest gear. The funny thing is, I've never seen him fight. Kinda get the impression he's a coward. He'd rather let one of his buddies handle the problem than do it himself. All I know about Tang is that he loves drones and does a little decking. Frankly, I find him kind of boring. All he talks about is neural networks, dark knowledge, and the evolution of machine learning. Like I said, boring. What's with all the trid screens? You like them? I love trid operas. Chinese, Korean, Japanese, Indonesian, it doesn't matter. This way I can watch all of my favorite shows without missing a beat, and I can work at the same time. Pirated trade is my other business. I rip the streams in the Matrix, tap right into the corporate feeds, and resell them on chip here. His face lights up a bit, his enthusiasm wanes. I wish I could pay the bills, but my food cart's a lot better at that. I don't know why, but most other Wapoans seem to like Sims over trade. They don't know what they're missing, though. One episode, 1,000 Cranes of Autumn, and they'd be hooked for life. I'm just at the part where O-Rin has confessed her love to Takamaya, and he's got to get his mech suit out of the front lines on Mars so he can't be with her. Downright heartbreaking, I tell you. Let's see. That sounds like an interesting show, all right. Eyes twinkling, Kita leans forward in a breathless excitement. Oh, you have no idea. 312 episodes chronicling the noble mech pilot and the tumultuous love affair he has with the space station's governing daughter. The pathos, the majesty, the Battle of Lagrange 1 spans 5 episodes just by itself. For some reason, I guess it just didn't resonate with the wider public. I don't know why. Who doesn't want to see a treat show about giant flying robots, love, betrayal, and spies? I've got to stop myself before I get carried away. Was there anything else you needed? Got any thoughts on the murders? Yeah, ignore them. Kita shrugs indifferently. I saw the crowd over at Tong's Sensory Carnival earlier tonight, but I didn't know the guy very well. I'm a Trid fan. He liked The Sims. Not a lot of crossover between us. And see you later, Kita. Cool. Alright. We'll check out that guy later. Let's see if we can get a key to that shop. Oop. Hey elders, how you doing? Well, now there's people around here. Why didn't you tell me about Elder Magpie's disappearance? Why would we have? Her departure from the Wapoans isn't related to your investigation. It happened before the killings began. I'm certain she's just skulking somewhere. No doubt she'll come waltzing back next month, all full of attitude like that life dared to go on without asking her for permission. If she does, we'll welcome her back. Despite our problems with her behavior, her skills make her extremely valuable. I've taken over the maintenance of our Matrix infrastructure in her absence, but I'm nowhere near her level. The best I could do is ensure nothing breaks down until she returns. I'd like to take a look around her shop. Do you have a key? Yes, but there's a lot of sensitive equipment there, including our community servers. We don't let anyone who's not a Wapoan elder in there. Why would you need to look around? I guess I don't. I'll be going now. Dang it. Oh well. Rainbow. You know what? Before I start interviewing all the people in here who weren't in here earlier, I think this is a good time for me to say thank you all for joining me. I really hope you're enjoying this series as much as I'm enjoying making it for all of you. If you do, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share, because sharing is caring. Otherwise, I hope to see you all next time.